Hi, my name's Caroline. I'm a specialist amputee, physio and neurophysio here at Hobbs Rehabilitation in Bristol. So here at Hobbs Rehabilitation in Bristol, we provide intensive physiotherapy programs and other NDT to obviously patients who have had any neurological events, but also since 2024, we launched an amputee and trauma service, and so we provide the physiotherapy care to those patients.
So I'm Mark, I'm a service lead for amputee and trauma service here in Bristol. So it's really important for people that have had an amputation to have specialist amputee rehabilitation that is tailored to their needs and really helps to support them on their journey from having their amputation all the way through getting back to their new life. So what we've started doing in Bristol and using the existing neuro technology is actually still doing our conventional outcome measures, but actually using some of the neurotechnology such as the CMIL VR to actually complement the outcome measures that we're already using. Our aim with all rehab is to try and make someone's movements as efficient as possible. So what that means is making as little energy expenditure as possible. We already know when someone's had an amputation that their body, their levers are less efficient, so they are moving less efficiently. So by using things like with the CMIL, we can actually use certain activities like with the stepping stones where we can optimize their gait. If they've got a step imbalance, we can actually use biofeedback, and us as therapists, we can alter that and then they can adapt to that more effective gait.
So we have a really strong relationship with UE. We provide student placements and we provide student education days where they can see all the technology in action and have a go on it themselves. We also have our Mint Academy lead, Ali Watt, who links really closely with UE and providing the research with regards to kind of the technology in neuro and the research that they're doing at UE. Being local to UE makes a huge difference in our relationship. It means that we can provide that link between, like we said, the students can come here. They came here for like multiple mornings to see all the tech. If we were further away, that kind of relationship wouldn't be there because it'd be harder for people to kind of get from one location to another. So being local and in a close proximity makes it a situation that we can actually link really closely. And it's the same with our Mint lead. Ali's able to go over to UE and likewise link back, and so they can have face-to-face meetings, and also the teams can see the technology in use. I think Bristol is absolutely a hub of excellence for rehabilitation care. We're really lucky here in Bristol. Obviously we've got a very good NHS hospital, which is a huge major trauma centre, and so we've got those patients that are already here. And then to have here at Hobbs Rehabilitation, they've got a long-standing neuro-intensive rehab programs that they provide, and now with our amputee and trauma service, it just is a really great place. And also, not only do we have the healthcare that we can provide in the physio and the OT and the psych and the speech and language that we can provide here in Bristol, we also have those links to the other services that are around, the other charities that provide care, but also the other sports that are within Bristol reach and that we can signpost patients to and signpost our clients to.
Bristol being such a hub and so much going on here, there's all these little pockets of communities that we are, as the sort of central source, the rehab providers, it's our role to know about them and know whether we engage with them during our programme or whether we signpost when they've finished here. All ultimately getting them back to their new life, their life beyond the clinic. I feel Bristol is absolutely a hub of excellence for the rehabilitation space, especially like partly its communities, its size, all the universities, the location as well, because I think it's very central in the southwest because you've got access to most of Wales within a few hours. You've also got coming up from the south, and at the moment there's a real growth area in this, especially in Bristol, and working so closely with Proactive, especially on the amputee side, it's a really exciting time to be involved in Bristol in rehab. There's loads of cool stuff going on. It's wicked.
If I wanted to start a new sport, I would just start it. However, if I was an amputee or had a trauma that had happened to me, it would be harder to access it. Here in Bristol, we have the ability to access lots of different adaptive sports and give people that confidence to kind of transition back to sport or whatever sport they want to try, whether it's here in Bristol or whether they need more specific kind of help to get back to different sports. We also have Beyond the Clinic at Cheddington. It's really exciting to also work with local solicitors like RWK Goodman. It just means the communication between Hobbs Rehabilitation here in Bristol and then you guys also based in Bristol just means it makes it so much easier and really great to keep everything local.
Yeah, so I think as rehab providers, it's really important to have people like RWK Goodman based in Bristol, from us as rehab providers, but also for the end users, for the clients coming through, knowing that everything's all in this one place. It's super helpful from a communication, engagement point of view to have all of that so close, and it's been great working with you guys. The way that people having access to compensation claims impacts on their journey, their rehab journey, is that the main thing is that they have choice in who they would like to provide that care, what devices best suit their needs, and also what things they would like to get back to. I think the big thing on that side is that the NHS is wonderful, but people do have a limited budget. And absolutely someone with a compensation also has a budget, but we have much more scope to really explore what someone wants to get back to doing and how we can really maximise their quality of life post-injury. In terms of someone self-funding, absolutely it can be expensive, but that's even more important that someone's getting the best care possible. And really, again, best practice would be that prosthetic provision is done in conjunction with the specialist amputee rehabilitation. And so this is something that we've set up with Proactive Prosthetics in Bristol, where we've set up this southwest pathway for amputees where they get that service. They get our skill set as amputee specialist physios and interdisciplinary team, but also with that neurotherapy, neurotechnology that we've talked about to improve outcomes and effective rehab. And it's really important they happen together, especially for someone, whether they're self-funding or whether they've got a compensation claim, to make sure they get the best treatment that they can have.